Welcome to Productive Joy with Dr. Christie, where fun meets action.
Hi, friends. Welcome to Productive Joy, the recap. This was another fabulous week. What I am enjoying the most is just having the opportunity to sit and be a learner for 30 minutes an episode and gather something that I can use right away, those nuggets of wisdom. So this week we had Vicki Gold and Laura Patac. I don't know why that's hard for me to say. Maybe because she said it with a beautiful Romanian accent. But both Laura and Vicki had a really powerful story to tell. And I think the part that I want to hang out on is that their story is uniquely theirs. So Vicki is 80 years young, and she is just a ball of fire and genius, and she has figured out who she's meant to be. The same is true for Laura. Laura has a pretty unique story where she actually wrote a book that took her journals and her life story and turned them into poetry. How do those two things relate? Because both of these women have figured out their unique genius and they're capitalizing on it. They are no longer waiting for life to happen to them. They are taking it by the horns, if you will, and pushing forward. And I think what I know I want out of this podcast is for any listener from anywhere to listen and gain something they can use to transform their world. Right? It might not be a big thing. It doesn't need to be a big thing. As a matter of fact, the big things that happen in life are usually tied to some sort of trauma, right? It's the little things, the consistent things, the step-by-step things that change us for the better. I want to encourage you to think about the little things that you are gathering, that you're learning, that you are growing from, and determine how those little things can have a big impact on who you are and who you become. My husband and I, along with a couple dear friends, have started a business called Intentionality Group. And Intentionality Group is meant to help make work fun so people don't quit by equipping people to be good at their jobs. Reality is that lack of role clarity is the number one reason why people quit. And that lack of role clarity comes in the inability to feel like you're doing a great job. One of the most powerful questions I got asked in my space was, what is it, Christie, that would mean that I'm doing a good job? So this was an employee of mine. And he said, well, how are we measuring success? What does it look like if I'm good at this? And I remember looking at him and thinking, that would be something I should really have a clear answer to. And I didn't. We've got to help people feel like they can be good at what they do. And then best way I think we can come across that or do that is by training them well. So Intentionality Group helps you learn how to be great at your job. But it's not just job, right? It's life. And so how can I leverage my unique genius, my talents, to be excellent at what I do? What does that look like? How can I help? Where do I have these pieces in my own psyche and how I do things, and how can they translate into the workspace? Wouldn't it be great if we all left or went to work every day or left work every day feeling, yeah, I was meant to be there and I just did some really great things? It doesn't mean that you're going to love everything about everything you do, because we eventually have to take out the trash, right? Like we have to do the things that aren't fun. And if work is fun the bulk of the time, then people stick around. So if that sounds like something that you're like, I'd like to learn more about that, look us up, intentionalitygroup.com. I learned you don't have to say the www anymore because I'm old and I remember when the internet didn't exist. So there you go. But if you go to intentionalitygroup.com, you will be met with some things to think about. We help disrupt the way humans learn, lead, and grow. And I think we should all be doing all three of those things all the time. But how we do them doesn't have to look status quo. If you think about when somebody presents something, they frequently have some sort of presentation, PowerPoint, Canva, whatever it is, and they are showing you 950 things per slide, and then they read it to you. That isn't a real great presentation. What if we took that information and we brought it down to three major things, and you talked about those, and you engaged your audience, and you got them excited about what they were getting ready to learn, because ultimately the person that's listening is the person that you want to walk away with the information. But what we tend to do is we do all the talking and they do all the listening, and they're not getting anything out of this. We can help. And gosh, are we having fun doing it? So if you're listening right now and that sounds like something you need, go check it out. You can even just email me directly at Christie, Christie, at intentionalitygroup.com. That's probably the easiest way to get directly in touch with me. And if this podcast is bringing you some joy, do me a favor. Please tell somebody about it. Share it with your friend group. Share it with your family. Share it with somebody. Because the more it gets shared, the more it gets heard. The more it gets heard, the more we get to become who we're meant to be in this space. And I think we're meant to be just trailblazers in the idea that joy is a choice and it's one worth making. So today, I hope that you are listening and going, yep, Chrissy, I'm going to do all of those things. I'm going to look up Intentionality Group. I'm going to email you, and I am going to find some more productive joy in what I do. Because I think that because joy is a choice, it's one worth making. And I think that you are pretty exceptional at making good choices. So today and every day, I am very hopeful that you will take this information and figure out a way to turn fun into action.